You are listening to Imperfect Fifth, a podcast, offbeat conversations with music industry humans that we love. Today's episode is brought to you by Easy Visibility. Let Aaron Zimmerman be your visibility guide and visual storyteller, currently serving entrepreneurs globally. And by Double Take Productions. We have no tagline, we're just twins who have been taking photos, shooting and editing film, event planning, and more together since 2010. Be sure to nab your Rainbow Kitten Surprise hoodie or crop sweatshirt in our shop. Check out imperfectfifth.com/merch to see all of our current merchandise options, including small batch handmade earrings.
On today's episode, we sit down with electronic musical duo Bronze Whale to talk about their evolution in the industry and the impact they've made on their genre. Of course, we also carved in some space to talk about Sasquatch and other creatures of myth.
My name is Aaron Jaques, and I am one half of Bronze Whale. And
what's fun about you,
I
Aaron?
don't know, man. I mean, really, I spend all of my time sitting in front of my computer writing songs with a cat on my lap.
A cat is interesting. A cat is super interesting. What's this cat's name?
My cat's name is Tom. He's probably about a 20-pound cat. Not terribly fat, but a little bit fat.
He's definitely
but
fat.
he's also just large in stature as well as being kind of fat.
And he sits in your lap while you write. That's a feat. Like, I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, he's a fan of hanging out. He's definitely a studio cat.
So my name is Benny. I'm the other half of Bronze Whale, and also one half of Magic. It's a label that Aaron and I own that we release all our music through. We both do the production in Bronze Whale, but as of about a year ago, I've been doing the vocals as well. So I guess I'm a singer too.
Yeah,
sort of. Yeah, singer.
What was the first song or album that you remember hearing, and does that work of art have any influence on how you approach your music today?
I remember, so in the studio that we currently work out of, at one point in time when I was a very small child, it was my father's studio. And he did visual art.
Okay.
And I remember, pretty early on, it was either Beatles or he listened to a lot of classical piano, a lot of Chopin and Debussy, and it was definitely like a real crappy record player and really well-worn records, and so there was lots of pops and hisses and things like that. I don't know that I would say that from listening to that it has really shaped process, but it definitely, I think, has had me constantly working with more intricate melodies. And I know that that's something that we've kind of come across with our music, is that we tend to lean much more melodic than some of the other guys that are in similar genres.
For me, it was a lot of John Denver. My parents were real into that kind of Americana, singer-songwriter, folk stuff. So I don't know how much that has affected me as far as, I think you kind of run away from what your parents like, but I guess as you get older, it's definitely a step back in. But I would say probably I imparted a lot of melody from it. That's always been a huge thing for Aaron and I.
Yeah.
And then growing up, I, listened to a lot of metal and other stuff that has intricate melodies, but it's not like the same level of emotion, kind of those slow-moving melodies. So maybe that got cooked in at a young age, but it was definitely a lot of Elton John and John Denver and stuff like that when I was growing up.
So when did you two start making music together, and how did it become what it is today?
So I was building and opening a recording studio starting around 2010, and we needed, just certain certain gear for it, and Benny and I had met on a kind of a chat room music sharing website called turntable.fm.
Mm-hmm.
And through there I learned that he was employed at Apple, and we needed a higher end Apple, or like one of their Mac Pro for the studio. So I reached out to him for the discount.
Yeah.
and so once
And I happily leveraged my job.
Yeah.
Against Aaron in his studio.
Yeah. So that happened, and in return, I wanted to offer him something. So he said that he would be interested in some production lessons. So we just decided to kind of start with a remix, and they're doing a bootleg. And so he found what was it, Peter Wolf Cryer? What was the guy's name? Like an old, just kind of a singer-songwriter with not a whole lot of instrumentation, maybe just like a guitar, piano, and a vocal. And so we kind of took to bootlegging that and made a really terrible drum and bass song. And
I was so proud of it too. I'll never forget.
Yeah.
We finished it, and Aaron was like, "Well, here it is."
Yeah.
And I put it online. And he messaged me the next day, and he was like, "So I'm gonna keep working with you, but can we go ahead and remove that song?"
Take my name off of that. And
priorities.
so that was 2011 when once the studio kind of opened and we started working. So yeah, December of 2011.
That's when we kicked it off.
And then we just we became friends and just kept working on remixes in the beginning, and lots of Miller High Life and Burning Fires and remixes, and then we just kind of both progressed as producers. I've been doing it for a little bit longer, but not like I wouldn't say that I was as serious about the production side. I thought I was, but then I quickly went into the studio side. Just wanted to do like recording and mixing and engineering and stuff like that. So I kind of abandoned the idea of being an artist, and then we did this, and it all sort of shot back in my face.
Yeah, well, as it will from time to time. Do you find that being from Austin and having such surroundings as like South by Southwest and ACL, do you find that has changed your perspective about the industry at all, or how you approach anything?
Well, the interesting thing about Austin is, it's touted as such a musical town, and there's definitely a lot of live venues here. There's a lot of performance, but the infrastructure is kind of small here. There's not that many record labels. That's why it was super important for us to do that. And even just like a presence of like ASCAP or BMI. I think they're just starting to get their foot in the door in Austin. So it's weird in that, I think we both grew up just always being around live music. Like, especially when I was younger, it could be a Tuesday and you would have 20, 30 bands playing downtown with like anywhere from $1 to $5 to get in. So Austin as a whole just gets real used to seeing that music. But I think when we started taking the career seriously and really, especially like looking to play in Austin, you start to realize that there wasn't a whole lot of foundation there for the artist to make a lot of money in this town. So I don't know. I think it gave us an interesting view of a location that has the music but doesn't necessarily have the career. And we had to find that elsewhere, in places like LA and New York. But I also think it keeps you outside of that bubble a little bit, so you're able to keep your head about you a little bit more, and at least be in a town that loves the music and is really responsive to it.
Do you have a favorite venue at all in Austin?
Oh, there's a handful, but I'd have to say that there's this little bar on the corner of 7th and Red River called Plush, and it's always just been family, and it's kind of like this little weird DJ mecca. Maybe only holds like 80 people, and so you get 20 of your friends to come out, and it feels like a real party. And the DJ booth is just down on the floor with everybody, but it's just kind of like surrounded by this big like pile of speakers. So it's like super loud, super good bass in there. It's just like it's partying in a closet.
It's a little dance club that could.
But it's been like they still play, like they have like a drum and bass night, they have a house night, like they still really like are it's important to them to kind of to cater to the electronic community, even though it's surprisingly getting a lot older. I don't know, its places are rad. So I would say Plush.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite. There's been some good ones that have come and gone. Once again, just with so much live music here, there's just a million venues in Austin. But some of my favorite, like the rowdy ones, especially like old emos. It was
Yes.
multi. They had everything there, but they sold and then bought a new location a little farther from downtown, and I don't know, it just kind of loses the vibe if you don't have graffiti all over the walls and pillars blocking your view, and it feels like this shouldn't be a venue. I think there's something special about that. So, I think as Austin kind of grows and has more money injected into it, you lose those little fun places. So I think that's why we still dig places like Plush that just keep trucking on and trying to make it work, even if it's just a little hole in the wall. I mean, you walk in, you're like, oh yeah, this is what it's supposed to be.
On February 12th, so just a little bit ago here, you released Cruising. And we just thought, when we heard it, we're like, all right, well, if this isn't going to be a dance hit, like, we're not really certain what else right now would be. And it also got you some Hype Machine attention there, which I saw. Yeah. But what was the songwriting process like for that track?
That one actually began a long time ago. I think the first iteration of Cruising was into 2016, beginning of 2017. When did we take that?
No,
first
that was the end of December of 2017. Because that's when that's the same trip that I wrote Warm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So we like to do a lot of writing retreats. It's we write here in town, of course, but I don't know. There's something special that happens when you stick yourself somewhere unfamiliar. And we've had a couple really good ones in Colorado, so we find that we keep going back there to write. But yeah, it was just kind of super cold. We're not used to it, hiding in this Airbnb we got up in the mountains, and
legal weed.
We had been driving. Yep. And I don't know. I just the whole time we'd been out there and we'd been driving around at night, and I was like going back and listening to a bunch of like really old Flume remixes, and I just had this idea in my head that I missed, or not missed, but we had never written like just that kind of night drive song that was like a little too long in the intro, a little bit bigger in the build, and I just set into it and just really wanted to make something that fit that. And then as I started writing that and Aaron stepped in, we started building upon it. It just kind of became this idea where I was like, this is how you would start a show. So that's really the big idea with that song is like, I think the same feeling you get late at night driving is that feeling you get when like the first light hits at a show and it, you hear that first drawn out song to really build it up. So yeah, that's what we wanted out of it. And I think once the instrumental was done, the vocal work on it was super easy because
that was like one night.
Yeah, one night of recording. It just kind of explained itself to us. So I really like when we have an idea like that and it just kind of opens up.
Do you find, I guess, that a lot of your writing process happens like that, where you come up with the instrumentals first, or have you started to write a little bit more with vocals first, or is it just completely different every time?
I mean, it's been instrumentals first for all of them. What we tend to do is we'll like Benny was saying with like the writing retreats, we try to do periods throughout the year where we just do as many like kind of ideas, put out, we call them starter songs as we can within like a certain period of time. So like say like we take a month and try to do one like every day. So that at the end of it we have,
and they all come out great.
Oh yeah, I mean there's tons of piles of garbage, but if we each have like 5 or 6 ideas within a month that are pretty decent, out of 30 each, I mean hell, that's the starting of an album within 1 month. So if we've got just like a handful of ideas, so then we'll tend to trade off the projects and work on each other's projects to kind of further them along, put our own styles on them, and then once we have an instrumental that's formatted out to like the song length with like the intro, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge, all that kind of business, then we'll start humming out ideas and drinking vodka, and
that's where the good ideas come from.
That's where the soul comes out.
That's where the sad lyrics come from. It's definitely evolved though. I mean, yeah, we have up until now. I think just with our background together, writing the music, the vocals have come second. But one thing that's been really interesting is Sometimes I'll just have like this really basic melody that I know is just in place for the vocal, and Aaron and I always kind of try to sell each other on ideas. We'll show each other the demos and see what sticks for the project. But it wasn't until the vocal stuff started that I could present Aaron something that probably is way too unfinished of an idea, but then I hum the part or sing the couple words that I have to it, and Aaron will be like, "Oh, okay, just give me the starter. I hear it now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one of the things that's changed the most about our production style over the last year is we used to just really try to complicate our instrumentals in order to make it seem interesting, and I think now we've gotten a lot better at writing with that space already carved into it for a vocal, which is it's been kind of liberating in a way, because it makes me feel like I can put out or I can produce a starting idea much quicker without having to worry about what it's going to sound like when it's done.
Yeah.
Because now knowing how much the vocal plays a part, I mean, we've worked with a bunch of singers and we kind of know that, but at the same time, it's like, if you go back to like some of our older stuff, like the song "Hear Me" that we did with Kenzie May, like, she did a really, really great job, but it was also just like such an intricate instrumental that it was like, I don't know, it was just a little bit too much, I think. And we're getting a lot better at sort of simplifying in order to make things a little bit more digestible.
I guess my next question would be the lead up to your big release. I heard that you have an album coming out pretty soon. What can we expect from this release?
See, we're shooting for April 2nd. It's going to be the handful of songs that we put out recently that we've already sort of slated as being off of the album. The album's going to be called "The Shape of Things," and there's another 4 or 5 songs that are unreleased that are going to be on it. Yeah. I mean, it's just, as far as I can tell, it's everything that's on it is just as quality, if not more, than what we've already been putting out. I think we really tried to aim for just having no filler. And it was kind of a difficult task to try and figure out which ones we wanted. Yeah,
that's why we've never done an album.
Like we put out "Cruising" recently. It's the last one. We loved it, but it was actually kind of hard to decide which one we're going to put out, because they're all, in our opinion, they're all just so good.
There's the humble brag.
Well, I'm just saying, I know a lot of people, and I remember when albums came out back when I was a kid. I mean, just, talking to the first question, it's like, I remember sitting down listening to an old Motley Crue album when I was like 7 years old. And it's like, there was obviously the 2 songs on it that were hits, and the rest of it was just garbage. And with the way that the music industry is today, people just put out singles, and so it's like, it's important that everything you put out is really good. So we just wanted to do I don't know, I just think that, I hope that everybody
a bunch of singles together that were cohesive, and that's why I think it took a year. But I mean, that's super important to me too, and the people that I love still kind of teetering around the electronic world, like Bonobo, and just the artists where I'll buy a vinyl, I'll buy the whole album, which is such a rare thing now, because I know from start to finish I'm going to enjoy this product, and that was super important to us. So a couple of the releases that we had this year, the nice thing about this album was, we had this probably, dozen or so songs, and they all kind of grew together, which was very odd for us and rare, because we've never worked with that much content. But I think over the last year, we didn't have many that finished before the other ones. It was really in the last couple weeks that the last 3 or 4 all just kind of blossomed at the same time. And so there was this huge level of cohesion through it that surprised us, that, it all felt like it was, speaking to where we're trying to go with music, but also I'm really happy to get it out and have everyone listen to it and be done with it, because it definitely feels like a chapter that we can have the rest of this body out, because, we kind of took on a new direction, and then I think the whole album really represents that direction. Now we're going to explore a little bit further and add some new elements to it.
Yesterday, you posted on Facebook and you tagged SPLICE. So I just want to know what this is, this vague post that we've got here.
Well, we have a sample pack Thursday? Yeah, the 21st is coming out on the 21st with SPLICE, and it's actually quite a big one. We've been sort of building sample libraries that we've been using for quite some time. A lot of on-location stuff. I won't give it all away right now, but just like, going to places and doing a lot of field recordings.
Needless to say, this is what happens when you don't put a sample pack out for 6 years.
Yeah.
And we get asked to do a featured sample pack.
It's gonna be quite a big dump, and I think that everyone's gonna.
But a good dump.
Really vibe on it. Yeah,
That's the word we're going with.
Yeah.
No, we really wanted to put focus into I don't know. We felt for a long time. I remember, like, just go really off topic, sort of, but like early videos of Skrillex talking about how he made his sounds and talking about using a mic because there wasn't a sound out there that was what he was looking for. So he would just like make a mouth noise and edit it. We've been doing that for so long, and we saved these recordings that we've built up a whole lot of odd sounds and Foleys, and we wanted to present something that was kind of unique and gave people sounds that made them question what it is, and it was really cool for us to name them what the original thing was, so people can look at that and be like, whoa, how did you get this wood block to this point? So
right. So I guess I want to branch into something that has literally nothing to do with what we've already been talking about. Are you game?
Perfect.
Absolutely.
I'm not subtle when I change subject at all, but right? We're going to throw it back to an OG, and I wonder, do either of you think that Sasquatch exists in any form?
You're the conspiracy guy.
I mean, not really. If I get high, I talk about outer space. But, I mean, I'd say I think that it's pretty unlikely that. I don't know. I mean, I think that we found so many species and killed so many species that I think it's pretty unlikely that there's something that's that big that is like cruising around North America that we haven't spotted already. Unless it, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to say I don't think it's a thing.
That's a fair assessment. I mean, whatever.
I mean, we're just big monkey.
Hide in a cave? I mean, maybe if there is like some actual like super underground.
I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast the other day with this guy. I'm trying to see what his name was. Forrest Galante. Yeah, he's an international wildlife adventurer. So the whole podcast was basically like on, let's find these things that either didn't exist or, I mean, this guy was a little more credible. He was looking for extinct animals that may not actually be extinct. And they found a couple of them, over the last couple of years that are the original dog they found up in Indonesia, the oldest known dog. So could there be just a giant thing in the woods? Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, they found a Tasmanian tiger recently. They thought would have been extinct for 100 years.
They're still not sure. It's like one of those grainy photos. Yeah, it's like how you take a photo of a bird when you finish riding
Sasquatch
a lime, and it's all shaky. But maybe. I'd love to meet him. He could be a kind individual.
I mean, Harry and the Hendersons was a delightful movie.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, my thought on that whole thing is people have spent so much time looking for them, and you think, there's a chance they died if they were around. And I just think perhaps it was just there are plenty of humans that are large and hairy. So, I mean, maybe it was just like a very hairy human being.
I mean, I've definitely met a couple Sasquatches in my life.
Right?
They didn't live in the woods.
Just like living up in the Appalachian Mountains, really bad genes.
So the ones that go to the Appalachian Mountains, but you're right, there are some in the cities that, I mean, that's why I think maybe it's a thing, but not like maybe a species, just a human.
Look, I will not discount the fact that, it could be the very, very tail end of a species, like one left that, couple hundred years ago may have actually been around.
For me, though, it's just always the location, especially it being like an American myth. Like listening to that other podcast they talked about, especially like all these Amazonian areas. Like that's where you're gonna find something that no one's found. Like,
I think just the credibility of the people that claim to have seen it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
are we going deep ugh into this for
I'm
you?
not gonna go that deep. It's just like the UFO people. It's like, why do they always got to be so, like, why do they got to be so busted? Like, can't we just get, like, a sane person that says they saw a UFO?
Right? I mean, but that's my thing, too. It's like, okay, so I've gotten into the alien subject with a few people. Sorry, I get super worked up over this because
No, let's do it.
when I don't understand things, I'm like, all right, so explain to me, if there's so many different people who have said they've seen an alien or said they saw a flying saucer, like a very specific object, you're right. Most all of the accounts we've gotten have been crazy people. So is this just something that the government made up and they're using crazy people to make it seem like a crazy thing to detract from people knowing about real aliens? Or do you think aliens just don't exist and this is just something to detract us from?
I mean, I definitely think aliens exist, but I think that, or I mean, I just think that it's,
you just think none of these people have seen them.
Well, yeah,
crazy, gonna crazy.
It's like, I mean, even when, you have something on Discovery Channel and like they at least have the budget to try to get some credible people in there. There's still some guy that has facial hair like a cat whisperer and is wearing a bolo tie, and he's the dude that's like the most like experienced witness about all this. It's like, well, yeah, he's the expert. It's like, why, like, man, yeah.
You're not wrong. I mean, but so do you think that, I mean, for all the accounts we've had of Area 51, do you think that would be a place that exists with aliens, or do you think that the government's just like testing drugs there and just doesn't want people to know?
Oh, I wouldn't begin to try to speculate what they're doing there. They may have, experimental aircraft that I think it would be pretty surprising if it had, alien technology on it, but
probably just drone technology.
Drone technology, yeah. I mean, look, I definitely think that it's silly to think that we're by ourselves here, but at the same time, have we seen them? I don't know.
I just think they probably, if they exist, don't like us very much.
Probably
they know about us. I mean,
probably think we're just some super dumb monkeys.
They're like picking up signals from Discovery Channel, going whack.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory that you've talked about when you've delved into the topic a little bit?
Well, do you mean favorite meaning that we actually think it could be real, or favorite like it's their favorite one to make fun of?
You know what? As you were about to ask that question, I started thinking it could be either of those. Whichever one you'd like to talk about, I guess.
I mean, I really, really enjoy watching the flat earther stuff.
Yes.
I also really enjoy the hollow earth theory people, which I think is fantastic because sometimes you get some of these people on the same page, but then like how could you have one without the other or with the other? Like how could you be a flat earth but also have a hollow earth that has a sun on the inside of it?
Maybe it's like a thick flat,
real thick. It's like a thick flat. Yeah.
Huh.
I think the flat earthers is probably the funniest to me. I mean, just the level of denial for it is pretty outstanding.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're on an airplane or even sometimes in a car and you can see a curve. Like, besides that and all the scientific evidence backing it up, like.
Yeah, or just, getting in a ship, hundreds and hundreds of years ago and actually circumnavigating the Earth and not hitting an ice wall.
Right.
I mean, that by itself is pretty straightforward. But I'm sure there's an explanation for that I haven't personally argued with a flat earther because I would refuse to.
I just think it would get outrageous. I don't know how I would be able to defend myself. I'd just be stuttering the whole time. So
we did meet one.
We met a flat earther in real life. I'm not going to give a lot of details because I don't want to offend anybody, but we did meet
that person was very nice.
She was awesome, but we met one in real life,
crazy.
And it was yeah. That was an experience.
And it comes up so subtly too. It's just like, you're out having a good time.
Yeah, how does a person bring that up without being like, okay, this is how I stand?
I mean, I gotta give a little context because we're like in the jungle.
Yeah.
It's like a group of 5 people, and it's the supermoon night.
It was supermoon, and we were in
So
the
it was
jungle.
especially weird when you meet people in the like literally met someone in the jungle. Like, I'm in the jungle, and I believe the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's a lot happening in the jungle.
I will say though that the reason why she believed it is because Alex Jones. She had a boyfriend who was working for him, and so I guess she got hit pretty hard with conspiracy theory.
I don't approve of Alex Jones, but I gotta say
he's an entertainer.
It's once every full moon I need about 30 seconds of it. I'll YouTube it just to like it. I don't know, kind of like a NASCAR accident.
Kind of
you're like,
thing.
you know. But then
nobody got upset.
Yeah, it freaks me out that he's here.
It does freak me
out.
Like
we're probably within a couple miles of him right now.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, actually,
Can you sense his aura?
If we're talking about I actually, funny story. I used to be the programming director for the public access television station here in Austin, and that's where Alex Jones got his start. And so I actually had to work with him pretty regularly. I had to handle for all the producers that would come and put on shows. I had to make sure that they met all of their technical standards for the shows and all that. And I had to review all the content, tell them that it wasn't up to standard. If not, and he would get so pissed.
And based on what I personally saw on public access at that time, that standard was really super low. Fucking low.
Of course it was low. I mean, it was really just like you got to have a phone number at the beginning and the end of your show. But still, and it was actually interesting because back then it was a lot less, over the top than it is now.
Did he have that voice in person?
He did, but it wasn't. It got more and more
like the Hollywood Hulkster,
and his concepts got crazier and crazier and crazier as he amassed more fans. I mean, originally it started like I think he was just getting on there and griping about the fact that the Texas Department of Transportation was dumping trash on his grandfather's land.
Right.
And then he was just getting on there and just complaining about that, and then he just started complaining about other like city issues and stuff like that, and then it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah, snowballed. How do you snowball that badly? Oh my. I didn't know the origin story. You guys have very much opened my eyes today.
Oh, well, good.
Oh, good. Now we've shared the story.
I mean, you said you wanted to go down that
It's true, and I did, and I'm just so surprised.
You were like, Sasquatch, aliens, ghosts, you name it. We're going there.
I'm surprised anyone had that depth of information.
Oh, the stuff we do know is pointless.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we know a lot
about that stuff. There's a lot of YouTube holes that you can go into at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
100%.
Dry up.
We talked about your new music and everything that's coming up. Do you have anything else you want to plug or talk about with our audience today?
I mean, really, just the album, April 2nd, Splice Pack, February 21st.
We also got some new merch coming out. So
new merch.
Yeah.
We'll be getting that from the printer here in the next couple weeks. And we'll have that up on our website. And I think we're going to be doing some hats this time around.
Some hats, some shirts, stuff like that. We have a really awesome music video for Patterns. It's going to be coming out March 5th. And then
a mess of new content after the album.
Gang of new music that's going to be coming out. That's already pretty much done. That's coming out past the album. So throughout the summer, there's going to be very consistent releases.
Thank you for, I guess, starting your day with me a little bit.
Of course, anytime.